Yeah, that will also come. Ajito, today we'll be doing glycolysis. Okay, glycolysis is a metabolic reaction that occurs in your cytosol, in the cytosol of your cell. And the main aim of glycolysis is to break down glucose to get pyruvate molecules as well as energy. All right. We'll see the kind of reactions that occur in this. You do not have structures, so we not complicate it too much. It's just names. You do have enzymes and what are occurring in them. You'll see shortly what glycolysis entails. So coming to glycolysis, oh dear. Now, glycolysis is a reaction in which glucose will be converted into glucose is converted into pyruvate. So a single molecule of glucose will be converted into two molecules of pyruvate, plus you'll get ATP. Alright, net gain will be 8 ATP molecules, but for now I'll just write ATP. ठीक है, this is the basic yield of your glycolysis. Your glycolysis can be divided into two parts. The first one is the preparatory phase, which will be the first 5 reactions. The next will be the energy conserving phase, which is the next 5 reactions. Okay, glycolysis is also called universal central pathway or Embden-Meyerhof-Parnas pathway. Embden-Meyerhof-Parnas are the scientists that found out glycolysis, discovered glycolysis. Hence, it is also called EMP based on their name, Embden-Meyerhof-Parnas. Okay, EMP pathway or glycolysis. So in your exam, you will be asked write about EMP pathway or explain the energetics of universal central pathway. They might not give you directly glycolysis. You need to remember the alternative names as well. So we'll get into the reactions now. So we start off with glucose. Glucose is a 6 carbon molecule. I hope you already know this. All right. What you do is you provide energy to glucose and you convert glucose into glucose 6 phosphate. So in the sixth position, basically you are adding a phosphate group. All right. How you do that is using an enzyme called hexokinase. So I'll write that enzyme here in a different color. I'll write enzymes in red so that you understand. So we have hexokinase. Now, if you remember, kinases are enzymes that are a type of transaminase. For this, you need to remember the enzymes, the chapter enzymes. Okay, at least the classification of enzymes. What are the type of enzymes? Kinase is a transferase enzyme that will particularly transfer phosphate groups. Here, what is happening is you will have the. Let me put it this way. Okay, so you will have one ATP molecule providing energy to this reaction. Let me do this in black. Okay, and you will end up having an ADP molecule. All right, so basically the ADP molecule is providing one phosphate group in the presence of magnesium, right? So you have Mg plus, all right, you have magnesium in the presence of the in the presence of the enzyme hexokinase and magnesium. ATP will provide a phosphate group to glucose, and you will get phosphate in the sixth position of glucose. Basically, on the sixth carbon, instead of OH, you will basically substitute one group for phosphate. That is what you are doing here. All right. The next reaction will be glucose 6 phosphate to fructose 6 phosphate. Right now, if you remember, glucose and fructose are isomers. So if I want to convert glucose into fructose, I will need an isomerase enzyme. Right? This is a reversible reaction, meaning fructose 6-phosphate can also become glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of the same enzyme. Not the same enzyme, you will have phosphoglucose, technically the same enzyme. Hold on. So the enzyme is phosphoglucose isomerase. Glycolysis and most of the cycles that you will come across in carbohydrate metabolism or in any other type of metabolism, you also have protein and fat. The cycle itself is very easy to understand. The tricky part will be memorizing it, okay? Because there are just a bunch of random reactions that you need to memorize, and you are not learning it by structures as well. So it becomes a little more complex. If you remember by structure, what happens is if you remember the structure of glucose from that, even if you remember just the enzymes and the sequence of the enzymes, you can keep converting till you get the product. Here you do not have the what do you call structures, which can be a boon as well because you don't have to remember the structure, but it is a bane because you don't know the structure, you cannot know how it is being converted. All you know are the names. So this is more of a memorization game. So oh dear, I hold on. Should have done this in red. Phosphoglucoisomerase. So right. Okay. Oh dear. Meta. Right. Now, this will end up forming your fructose 6-phosphate, which in turn will again get what you call phosphorylated, meaning another phosphate group will be attached to it. All right. So you have another phosphate group that will end up making fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. So basically from fructose 6-phosphate, which has a single phosphate molecule on the 6th position of carbon or on the 6th carbon, you're attaching another phosphate group on the first position as well. So here that is why it becomes a bisphosphate. Okay. So 1 and 6th position are having a phosphate, hence it is called fructose bisphosphate. The same, and here the enzyme will be second, phosphofructokinase. Phosphofructokinase, yeah. So this is the enzyme. Because it is converting fructose, it will be fructokinase. Okay, it is moving, that is why kinase. Phosphate is being moved, that is why phosphokinase. All right. uh, this is the next step where you will have ATP being given. So whenever you have ATP, whenever you have a phosphate group being attached, you will need, let me do it this way. You have an ATP molecule coming in, and ending up giving an ADP molecule. Right, in the presence of magnesium, obviously. So you have in the presence of Mg plus 2. Okay, in the presence of magnesium you will have phosphofructose 6 phosphate being converted by phosphofructokinase into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Oh, one second, ये black में करना था ना. 6 bisphosphate. Right. Now this fellow will undergo, these are the first reactions, okay, till cleavage. Now hold on one second. You have cleavage here, wherein what will happen is you will end up with two products. So let me put it this way. Okay, the first product will be, okay, इसको थोड़ा दूर लगाएंगे so that it has enough room for, okay. Easier because you'll not confuse with these. Okay. Now it can convert into dihydroxy acetone phosphate. Alright, it is also called DHEP. This is one product that can be formed, or you can have the formation of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Aldehyde 3-phosphate. Now see, I'm only drawing one of these. Okay, नहीं तो दोनों be in one form and one form. So the enzyme will be enolase. Oh dear. Hmm. Right. So in the enzyme being enolase, aldolase, sorry, not enolase, what ends up happening is, Are Baba, I'll just write that enzyme here, aldolase in red. Okay, so aldolase is the enzyme that will catalyze both the reactions. All right, and these are interchangeable, meaning both of these are isomers to each other. So let me draw it this way. They are interconvertible. Okay, they are isomers, and if you want to convert these isomers into one another, you will need something called triose phosphate isomerase. Triose phosphate isomerase. Oh dear, I should have done it in red. Right. So what is happening here is, see, till now I'll just reinstate what is happening till now. यहाँ पर you start off with glucose, a 6-carbon molecule. All right, so you have 6 carbons here, right? Now glucose को I'm adding one phosphate molecule on the 6th position. So I will end up with glucose 6-phosphate. This is still a 6-carbon molecule. In the presence of hexokinase, I will take one ATP molecule. I will take one of the phosphate from that. Adenosine triphosphate से adenosine diphosphate बन जा रहा, right? It is losing one phosphate molecule being donated to glucose, ending up in the formation of glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of hexokinase and magnesium, right? This will undergo a isomeric reaction. It will basically form an isomer wherein you will get fructose 6-phosphate from glucose 6-phosphate. I told you fructose and glucose are interchangeable. They are the same molecule, but one is a ketonic form and one is a aldehydic form in the presence of phosphoglucoisomerase. This will further undergo phosphorylation. This will be phosphorylation reactions. Okay, what you are seeing wherever ATP is being converted into ADP, these are phosphorylation reactions because they are phosphorylating the substrate. Now, if you remember from enzymes, this is basically a substrate here, and this is a product. Okay, in reaction one. Okay, if I put it like this, then again in reaction two, this becomes the substrate. This is reaction 2, and this becomes the product. Okay, it is a chain of substrate product becoming substrate and continuing on the reaction. All right. Now, from third step, fructose 6-phosphate, I phosphorylate it again to form fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, wherein I'm attaching another phosphate group in the first position. So I will get fructose 1,6-bisphosphate in the presence of phosphofructokinase. From there, what happens is it will split. So this is a 6-carbon molecule, right? So one second. This is a 6-carbon molecule. Aldolase is an enzyme that will facilitate cleavage. So it will break it down. What will happen is you will end up having glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and what you call DHAP. So both of these are 3-carbon molecules. Okay, this is a 3-carbon molecule and this is a 3-carbon molecule. All right, so from a 6-carbon molecule, what I'm doing is I'm breaking it down into, I'm basically cutting it at half so that I get glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and DHAP. Now the thing here is DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate are interchangeable. They are isomers. So in the presence of triose phosphate isomerase, DHAP can convert into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and G3P, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to G3P. G3P can again be converted into DHAP in the presence of the same isomeric enzyme. All right, so this is an interchangeable reaction. Now, what happens is the reaction glycolysis continues from G3P or glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. I hope यहाँ तक समझ में आया. Okay, if you are having any doubts, please let me know. I'll stop and explain. All right. So from here, the next reaction will be glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. It is an interchangeable reaction. Okay, wherein in the presence of the enzyme glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate isomerase, sorry, dehydrogenase. Right, so basically you're removing a hydrogen group. How you remove that hydrogen group is using this enzyme, and what happens is one particular fellow called NADP will come into picture. Okay, so NAD plus is converted into, let me do it in a different color, black. The NAD plus is converted into NADH, sorry, H plus, H plus. So okay, you need to understand this now. It's basically NADH2, but it is NADH plus H plus. So let me do it this way. Put a little space in between so that you understand. So NADH is 1 plus you get H plus molecule. Okay. So this thing is supposed to be in superscript. I'm not able to do it in Zoom. That is why ऐसा दिख रहा. But this is what happens. You get NADH plus H plus from this thing. So basically you are losing two hydrogen molecules. All right. From glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, you end up forming, the end product will be 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate. Oh dear. Phosphoglycerate. Right. So Arokita hai. Right. So what is happening is from G3P, again from here on out everything is a 3-carbon molecule rather than a 6-carbon molecule. Till here, till the reaction before aldolase, everything was a 6-carbon molecule. From here on out everything is a 3-carbon molecule. G3P will be converted into 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate, wherein what will end up happening is you will have what you call two molecules of hydrogen being removed, that is why dehydrogenase, and end up forming 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate. This in turn will lose phosphate. So here as we attached phosphate from this molecules will remove phosphate. So what will end up happening is this is again a reversible reaction, wherein in the presence of phosphoglycerate kinase phosphoglycerate kinase, this is the enzyme, and in the presence of magnesium, oh dear, right, इसको red में रहने दो. Again magnesium will act as a cofactor. Right, so the end product will be 3-phosphoglycerate. Right, कहाँ तक आ रहा? See, so what happens is यहाँ पर initially in reaction 1 2 phosphorylation was occurring. यहाँ पर dephosphorylation will occur. Basically, you will lose a phosphate group. So from 1 3 bis phosphoglycerate, you will end up having 3 phosphoglycerate by losing one phosphate group in the presence of phosphoglycerate kinase. It is also called phosphoglycerate glycerokinase. In any case, you will end up forming 3 phosphoglycerate. From here, you will have another reaction wherein, let me put this fellow in middle. Okay. Here you will end up forming 2 phosphoglycerate. All right, in the presence of phosphoglyceromutase. Phosphoglyceromutase is another enzyme that is an isomeric enzyme. Hold one second. Okay, all good. Yeah. So what will happen is another isomeric reaction here, like triose phosphate isomerase, just like you saw here, how you saw here on the right. The same way यहाँ पर भी isomeric reaction हो रहा, wherein 3 phosphoglycerate, basically what you are doing is phosphate glycerate from third position you are moving it to the second position. That is that will give you 2 phosphoglycerate. You are using the same chemical formula, you're just changing their positions. All right, you'll end up having 2 phosphoglycerate. From here you will dehydrate the molecule, you will remove one water molecule, so you will end up having, let me put it this way. So phosphoenol pyruvate is the phoenol pyruvate is the product that you will end up with in the presence of the enzyme enolase. Enolase is an enzyme that will dehydrate molecules. All right. For this, it is essential that you remember what are enzymes. Okay. Oh dear, enolase is supposed to be in red. Enolase, and in this reaction, as I just told you, you will lose a water molecule. So you are losing H2O. Okay. So this is the reaction. From 2 phosphoglycerate, you will lose one molecule of water in the presence of enolase. You will get the molecule gets dehydrated, and you will end up having phosphoenol pyruvate. All right, phosphoenol pyruvate will in turn again undergo dephosphorylation reaction where it is losing phosphorus or phosphate group. One second. Yeah, it is losing another molecule of phosphate and end up becoming pyruvate or end product, right, in the presence of the enzyme pyruvate kinase. Right, and obviously you have, acha, let me put this fellow here, pyruvate kinase enzyme, and you have a reaction where ADP is being converted into ATP, right, obviously in the presence of magnesium. So this will form your end product of 3 carbons pyruvate. Okay, this is what we were trying to do. If you remember, glucose into pyruvate with the presence of ATP. The net product, you will get a more number of ATP than you are using. All right. How you will get that, I will explain shortly. But यहाँ तक समझ में आया? I hope it's not very complicated, but it's a lot to memorize. It's basically similar reactions, but यहाँ तक समझ में आया तुम लोगों को? If you have any doubts, please let me know. I'll just reinstate once again what is happening. Glucose, a 6 carbon molecule, is being converted into glucose 6 phosphate, basically being phosphorylated using ATP. You are donating one phosphate from ATP and making what you call glucose 6 phosphate and getting ADP at the end. This in turn will be isomerized into fructose 6 phosphate, which again will be phosphorylated, where you are giving another ATP here, right? This is one ATP molecule, this is one ATP molecule being used. All right. So, oh dear. Yeah, one ATP molecule and one ATP molecule being used. So let me remove this. Now, what ends up happening is you will form a product called fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. By two phosphorylations, you will have fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, phosphate being present on the first and sixth group, sixth carbon. This will be cleaved, this will be broken down in half into two 3 carbon molecules, wherein you are getting glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and DHAP. These both are interchangeable using they are basically isomers that can be isomerized or they can be interconvertible using triose phosphate isomerase. So from here the reaction continues with G3P. So whatever you are seeing here, the reaction from here on out, okay, one second, the reaction from, let's say this is reaction number 1, I'll put it in a different color, let's say pink. Okay, this is reaction number 1, this is reaction number 2, this is reaction number 3, this is reaction number 4, you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 10th reaction will be this technically, but here अच्छा ठीक है, अगर वैसा ही करना है तो इसको 6 बना के we can make this one 10. All right, so one second. Hold on. So phosphorylation, this will be the 5th reaction, right? Isomerization or interconversion, this will be the 6th reaction, this will be the 7th reaction, 8th reaction, 9th reaction, and here you have your 10 reactions of glycolysis. All right, so यहाँ तक अब ये, now whenever I'm referring it will be easier for you to understand which reaction I'm talking about. 10. Now we came up to reaction 3 where fructose 6 phosphate is being phosphorylated into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, and in reaction number 4 fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is being broken down into DHAP and glyceraldehyde. Because they are isomers, they can be interconvertible using triose phosphate isomerase. From reaction 5, the process of glycolysis moves ahead using glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. You cannot have DHAP continuing what you call glycolysis. You will need G3P. So what happens is everything from reaction 5, so reaction 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, they will occur twice, in the sense that the first time it will occur, see from here aldolase, because of aldolase they are being split into G3P and DHAP, right? So the first molecule of G3P will continue the whole reaction and go all the way up to 10th reaction. After that, DHAP will be converted into G3P and again the whole thing will occur. So basically you're seeing the same reaction occurring twice. I've only drawn it once here, but from reaction 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 occurs twice. So that you end up with two molecules of pyruvate. That is how one carbon molecule with one glucose molecule with 6 carbons is converted into two molecules of 3 carbons. All right. Here you have one molecule of 3 carbon. If you repeat the same reaction 2 times, you will get 2 molecules. All right. I hope ये समझ में आया. Now reaction 5 से क्या हो रहा? हाँ. Someone was trying to say something. I'm not able to hear you.
समझ में आ गया सब.
समझ में आ गया. Okay. Now from reaction 6, from reaction 5, what is happening is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate will dehydrogenate. So it will move, what do you call, it will lose two hydrogen molecules and you end up having NADH plus H plus. So this H plus technically should be like this. I'll draw it so that it is easier for you to OD. Okay, I don't think I can do that, but that H plus is something like this basically. at H plus is this. Okay, so now NADH plus H plus, basically you're using two molecules of hydrogen. Now remember that whenever we are going through these reactions, all of these reactions are occurring twice, in the sense that you are not losing two molecules of hydrogen, rather you're losing four molecules of hydrogen. How? Because the same reaction will occur twice, once with G3P and once with DHAP. So here you're losing two, again you will lose two through DHAP. Now the same thing, two times 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate will be formed. Again here one molecule of ADP is being converted into one, but in actuality two molecules of ADP will be converted into two molecules of ATP, because the reaction occurs twice. The same thing goes, phosphoglyceromutase will convert 3-phosphoglycerate into 2-phosphoglycerate, isomeric reaction. Again this fellow will cause the loss of one water molecule, but because it is occurring twice, you will end up having two, okay, two water molecules net loss, all right, in the presence of enolase, ending up forming phosphoenol pyruvate. This will again what you call cause a loss of, this will be converted into pyruvate in the presence of pyruvate kinase, and you will have a loss of one ATP, one phosphate molecules, but in actuality it is two ATP molecules because the reaction occurs twice. All right, so this is how you end up forming two pyruvate molecules. Okay, I hope you understood this glycolysis. If you did, then we'll get into energetics of glycolysis. Right. Punangu, clear hai what is glycolysis? You're basically
Yes,
trying to
sir.
convert glucose into pyruvate. All right. Okay. Now getting into the energetics of what's the role of magnesium in the reaction. Magnesium acts as a cofactor. Okay, it will help in facilitating the reaction. It is helpful for that particular enzyme. Think of it this way. Uh, it is helping that enzyme perform its function. Okay, basically a cofactor, but yeah, I hope that answers your doubt. Okay. So whenever you're writing in your exam, you need to write at least these. You need to write all of these reactions. Oh dear. You don't need to write them twice, because DHAP, just this reaction will be enough where you are writing triose phosphate isomerase. But you need to write all the ways from reaction 1 to 10. Okay. Along with and be careful of not missing anything, and not especially this. People make a lot of mistake in removing water. It is not adding water, you are removing water here, and where ATPs come into picture, where ATPs are being added and where they are being removed, you have to be careful of that. Okay, and wherever ATPs are coming, magnesium will obviously follow. Okay, and the names of the enzymes. Now coming to the energetics of, तो energetics कल करेंगे क्या? Because you need to know, we have to correlate with glycolysis, the energetics with glycolysis, so you need to know that. Okay, we'll end the class here. We'll do the energetics tomorrow. If you have any doubts in glycolysis, please let me know. Try to solve it. Can we? Yeah, we can get it immediately back. So if you have any doubts, no one? All right.